Welcome back to the YouTube channel, and today we have another great video. So starting with the macroeconomic events that have happened, we've had some really major announcements. We are going to start with the CPI. The consumer price index rose by 0.5% in January, higher than expected as annual rate rises to 3%. So people are waiting so much for this data because when inflation is high, so we expect some changes in monetary policy. We expect maybe the Fed to decrease the rates, to cut rates, but the interest rates have remained the same since January because the Fed has decided to take an approach of a wait and see. They don't want to act much on the interest rates because they don't want to do something extreme. That's why they are trying to watch. But it comes to me that it happens that the markets love low interest rates, and Trump wants interest rates, but Jerome Powell, the chairman of the Federal Reserve, is taking a cautionary approach, a wait and see approach. So they've decided to keep the rates at a really steady place. Now, before we get into the video, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. It helps this channel reach a lot of people. If you're a Kaspa investor, if you love Kaspa, remember that Kaspa does not have marketing team. So we are doing this, we're trying to push Kaspa to as many people as possible. So don't forget to leave a like and don't forget to subscribe. Now let's proceed with the video. So the consumer price index has come up really high, more than expected, 0.5% in January. Now, in the recent events that have been happening, we've seen tariffs that have been put by the government of Trump's administration has been putting tariffs, and this is going to also affect the American economy. It doesn't affect only the countries that are being imposed on tariffs. It also affects the US because when you restrict some goods and services to enter in your state, you also cause the price of the goods and services the price of goods to go up. So the inflation is going to go up, and the cost of living is also going to also shoot up. So this cannot be seen in the recent months because the tariffs are being put this month, they started being put this month. So we are going to see the effect in the next reading. So let's see, and let's wait. Are the Fed going to keep the rates at the same state, or are they going to try and start lowering interest rates? Because Donald Trump, according to one of the announcements again, Trump says lower interest rates would go hand in hand with tariffs, and this makes sense because when you put tariffs, you expect inflation to go high. CPI is automatically going to go high because the goods that are being supplied, there's the issue of supply and demand. So when you cut off the supply, that means that the demand is going to go high, and when the demand goes high, you expect that the prices of things are going to go up. So the groceries and everything, they're going to go up. So if you have interest rates which are high, doesn't go hand in hand with the tariffs. Trump says interest rates should be lowered, and Trump also says that lower interest rates would go hand in hand with upcoming tariffs. So he is not expecting to slow down on tariffs until when he can see how Jerome Powell is left frustrated. Like Trump wants lower interest rates, and he is taking a wait and see approach. So let me know in the comments, like, what is going to happen. Are we going to see more rate cuts? Are we going to see a steady interest rate, or are we going to see him bending to Trump's wishes and doing what Trump was going to be saying? So this is an update also from Watchaguru again, saying that President Trump says interest rates should be lowered. These are we already discussed, but we also have an update from Kaspa community. Now, we know that the current weeks since the market dip, the Kaspa team, the Kaspa developers have been really quiet. As you can see, the space around Kaspa has been really quiet. There's no big announcement. Everyone is back to work. Like, there's no big announcements, no drama. Most of the crypto companies or most of the cryptocurrencies have gone really quiet. We've seen some updates from most of the blockchains, but when it comes to Kaspa, I think we have been really silent. And this is the good thing actually, because you don't come out if you don't have something to really show. it's better to work in the darkness or in the silence when everybody is freaking out with interest rates, when everybody is focused on inflation, when everyone is focusing on other things. It gives these people time to really go into work and work on serious innovation. As Jonathan Sompoliski, I'll just quote him again. He said that it's good. Okay, on the side of investors, it's not actually good because people are seeing now they're in drawdown and most people are really frustrated. But when you are a developer, for example, most of the projects right now, and I'll take Kaspa as an example, it's good for developers because most of the markets and the investors are now focused on the economic factors. Like now, most of the crypto investors, most of the stock investors, they are so focused on the data that is coming out. That's why I started with the CPI. I also talked about interest rates. I also talk about Trump, like what his perspective on the current economy. And he wants lower interest rates because he expects more tariffs. Tariffs are going to rise inflation. Now, if you want to balance these two, you have to lower interest rates. That is his idea, but that doesn't mean that the Federal Reserve is going to take what he says and do whatever that he says. They also have an independent way of doing things. So, according to Kaspa, there is no much updates. So we have an update from Kaspa saying that the passion and creativity in the Kaspa community is incredible. Big shout out to Kaspa for some amazing data visuals. Check out the kaspaspeed.com. We have the visual. Okay, they put it in a visual way: 1 block per second, 10 blocks per second, 100 blocks per second. Now you can see how serious this Kaspa is going to be. Like at this visualization it shows you how Kaspa is really special. So most of the people think that Kaspa is just, when they say we are increasing speed, when we are increasing block production speed, people think that it's just these visualizations, but this is really absolute phenomenal. As you can see, this is a proof of work competing with most of the proof of stake, and it is absolutely decentralized, fair lunch, and it is scalable because we are currently at 10 blocks per second, not yet implemented actually, because we're expecting at maybe April we are going to have the update. The Crescendo update is going to be complete, and we are going to be focusing on now smart contracts, the Dark Knight, and other updates. But currently we have an upgrade to 10 blocks per second, which is the main focus, and then we are going to be working again on 100 blocks per second. Now you can see Kaspa at 1 blocks per second already exceeds most of the blockchain. Most of the blockchains cannot even compete with 1 block per second of Kaspa. Now just imagine I take 10 blocks per second. At 10 blocks per second, it is going to be faster than most of the cryptocurrencies. Now at 100 blocks per second, there is no cryptocurrency that is going to be faster than Kaspa. And this is why you should just, of course, now that's the meaning of investing. You invest in something that you think in the future is going to have a lot of value, and that's how people make profit. If you invest in something that has already achieved its maximum potential, then I think you're doing the wrong thing. So I just encourage Kaspa investors to be patient. Currently, the markets are kind of creating the big pump is currently being created, so there's no need to panic. People should be really calm. People should be really patient because we are seeing that there's a lot of economic events that are happening that directly influence these markets, and these markets are not going. They don't move just because they move. The crypto market is not immune to economic events. It also responds to economic events, and currently, as you see, we have been seeing a lot of inflation, and that's why most of the people are going to go into crypto, because one of the way to hedge inflation is going through cryptocurrencies. And one of the cryptocurrencies that is best for hedging inflation, you can either choose Bitcoin, and Kaspa is going to be among of the cryptocurrencies that most people are going to be using to hedge against inflation, because that's why people are leaving the fiat system. People are now moving into crypto, and as we see AI is coming up, most of the transactions and most of the payment methods are going to be crypto based. So let me know in the comments. This is what I have for today. I just want to encourage people, don't panic, just relax. This is a long game. People who thought that the bull run is going to be just within 1 or 2 months, that was not completely right. It was absolutely wrong. You have to have patience. You have to look at the big picture. Don't get caught up in this, all of this drama, like Trump saying this and this. Trump is going to always say something, but you have a solid project that is currently building 10 blocks per second by April, and 100 blocks per second is currently going to be, after 10 blocks per second, we are going to start working on 100 blocks per second, which is going to be a very, very massive upgrade. So don't forget to leave a like and don't forget to subscribe. I have realized that most people have not yet subscribed, and we are approaching 1,000 subscribers. So don't forget to support this Kaspa channel.